Hello everyone, hope you are all doing well, and today we are going to do a table centerpiece using mostly foliage provided by trigonz.ph. So let's get familiarized with the items that we are going to use today. So let's start with this one. So these are green wiki. This is one of the families of carnation. And then we have this variegated Pitusporum. It's nice and small leaves. And then we have here a bigger version of Ruscus. This is a very sturdy foliage. I guess it will last for like 2 weeks or so. And then this, like a palm of your hand, fingers, these are the Aralia. So sorry, I'm not also that familiar with the foliage. So let's just, study it one by one. But this is one of my favorites, the asparagus. And this is Eugenia. It looks like a tiny eucalyptus leaves. And we have here tea tree. So it has a reddish tone on the tip of the leaves. And lastly, we have here the Ravenna, like a softer vine look foliage, is also variegated. So I'm gonna clear the table so that we can start with our centerpiece. Okay, there. I'll just put here as on the sides so that we have a space to work on. And then we'll just remove all the excess leaves. And then also, if you notice, I have a nice graphic tablecloth that I'm gonna use. This is like somewhat ethnic, with a touch of black and some green on it. I think this will work with our centerpiece today because we have a simple centerpiece, no? So those are mostly greens. So by using a graphic or a printed tablecloth, it makes it, more opulent, or it looks like more expensive, I guess. So in this centerpiece, I'm gonna utilize mostly green vases. So I'm gonna have this like glasses in greens. That will be my foreground. So I'm taking the video on my own, so I'm not sure if I'm on the center or something. So just bear with me. So I'm gonna group these green glasses here in front. And then maybe I have this like a molten glass. It's also a nice accent. So I'm gonna put it here somewhat in the middle and group them together. So I'm gonna play with different colors and shapes of green vases. So here in the middle, I have this chunky jar of green vase as well. So we have 3 different shades of green and 3 different heights and texture of the green vases. So let's start using the foliage. I'm gonna use it from the foreground. I love using the green wiki, this one. The green wiki, because it reminds me of, like a rock, like a moss, like a live moss, when you gather them all together. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna bunch this like a simple hand-tied bouquet. So I'll just remove some of the foliage that will touch the water. So it looks like a carnations. Even the stems, there's like nodes in between the stems. So this is a family of dianthus or carnations. So it's nice and fluffy green. It looks like a moss that you can use it for your table landscaping. And this is also lasts for weeks. So if you have installations, these are also nice. So I'll just remove some of the foliage at the bottom. So you buy this by 5 pieces. So I'm gonna use maybe first 5. So I'm gonna have a nice hand-tied. Okay, I'll just remove this first so that you can see it. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. I'll just make it like a small ball like that. Nice Look at those textures. And then I'm gonna put it here in the molten vase. So I'm gonna get the height. So probably I'm gonna cut it from here. So that's one way of getting the height of your flowers or stems of foliage, by simply you know, doing it upside down. So that's the head. So you need at least an inch or two, so that it will have, we have some stems that will touch the water. And then we're gonna do like a nice hand tie, and then with your floral wire, or maybe just use your floral tape directly, so that it will be clean and it's already green, so you don't have to cover it. So just nice, clean, hand tied, and then I'm gonna just smack it here. So it's too long, so a little shorter. And there you go. So it will just rest on the lid of your vase. So it looks like a nice moss balls, right? So I'm gonna do another one. So I need 5 of those. The Greenery, nice name. And then I just fluff it a little, because when you bought it, they need to revive so that it becomes so fluffy and green like this one. And then cut just enough for the vase. Remove this foliage that will touch the water, and then using your floral, so just make it look, wait, I'm gonna do it like as if there are like one big ball. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there you go. So, and then a nice cut, tying by the floral tape around it. And then you just put it on the second vase. So look, okay, it's too long again, because I want it really touching just the lid of the vase. Okay, there you go. So I have a group of 2 Greenery, and then just make it fluffy like that. And then the foreground, maybe I'm gonna use some textures like the Eugenia. So the technique when you're doing a foliage arrangement, just make sure anything that will touch the water, just remove those excess foliage, so that the bacteria will not grow right away, right? So maybe a nice texture here of foliage. It's too long, maybe I would just make it a little shorter. So just remove some excess. So my favorite when I'm doing a foliage arrangement is sometimes, you know what, I really do groupings. I love doing groupings so that you can appreciate each variety of leaves, and also it looks like very natural, that they grow all together in a bushes, something like that. So that's the one way of doing it. So maybe Eugenia here. And the side, I'm gonna add more. I want it like a little bushy. So green on green tablecloth will be nice on a green foliage. Or if you want the arrangement to pop out, you can use cream or mocha or taupe tablecloth. And then after Eugenia, maybe on the other vase, I'm gonna use this one, the tea tree. Smells good. It's so refreshing. It looks like a rosemary, right? So these are like clusters of branches per stem. So what I'm gonna do is I try to, you know, group. I'm trying to get the longer stem, and then here, there you go, so that it will have enough water to drink on. So I'm gonna use this as a foreground. Look at those texture, a rounded leaf from Eugenia, and then you know, like a smaller blades of leaves here at the back. Okay, and then why not add this nice variegated this variegated leaves. Sorry, I forgot again the name, but something sounds like pito something. There you go. So there, cut it with enough And this is the shortest stem, I guess, so that you can see all the greens going on. So this is nice. It's all nice. It has a smaller stem and bigger stem. So I'm gonna use that here as my foreground. A little variegated texture, and it's so easy. You just dip it and group them all together, and then just play with height so that you can highlight each foliage and textures that you want to create. So after that, I guess it looks nice already for me, and then I'm gonna add some height for this big jar of vase. So I'm just cleaning up all the different leaves here. So when you're having an intimate wedding and you don't really want to spend, you can make it look botanical, or you can play with some foliage. So it doesn't have to be all tropical, but look at this. This is like very, it has a Western vibe on the arrangement. But some of these are local, some are imported. So for the height, I'm gonna have the ruscus maybe here, asymmetrically to the left. And like I told you, maybe around 5 or 4 stems. I'm gonna use 2 for 5. And then after that, I'm gonna add my favorite asparagus. I've been using this for years because it looks like a Japanese bonsai. Look how nice it is. So I'm just simply group them here. This will be the tallest arrangement. So I love also using this to my bouquet, because it looks like very wispy. We have some spaces, right? So sometimes you can order this if you wanted a longer stems, just to make a big statement. Okay, and then with this one, I'm gonna use this just to cover the front, maybe a bend a little like this. It's kind of, yeah, you can manage to bend it right away. So maybe I just need to some enclosure here on the side, or maybe the one here in the back, just to add that nice border effect and texture. So what's nice with these leaves, when you got this is it has a white dusty white effect on it, or dust, like a dust. I mean, not a dusty effect. So what you do is just use an olive oil and then wipe it, to make it like a little shiny like this one. So I'm gonna group this here, and then maybe a nice grouping here as well. So I guess that's it. So, and then here, somewhere here in the front. And then I have a nice, and then I think I'm gonna use the Ravenna, this vine, like this variegated leaves, like something like it will stick out somewhere here and there, just to make it look like more relaxed and not too like it's if it just grown in your garden. So this variegated leaves will stick out here, and then I'm gonna use some remaining wiki, the green wiki. I'm gonna cut it all the way almost to the end of the bloom. And then I'm gonna use it like a moss creeping here in front, like this one. And now I'm just clearing up our table. I think we're done with our arrangement. Look at those. So we're gonna start with a nice tablecloth. You can go for plain, you can go for printed, and then group the different foliage to be able to highlight each leaves. And then this is the technique when you're doing foliage, is the textures, the colors. There are some shiny greens, smaller greens, reddish tone greens, and some variegated leaves. And you also play with heights. So I hope you like our demonstration for today, our green foliage tablescape. And also, again, thank you to trigonz.ph for providing us this foliage. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Bye.